Good evening, everyone. We begin tonight with breaking news in the story of Kayla Mueller.
All day long, we've heard only the claims from terrorists who say the Arizona aid worker is dead, killed in an airstrike in Syria. Tonight, a bold statement from Kayla Mueller's parents in Prescott, and we're going to read it for you in its entirety.
And here it is. It says, "We, Carl and Marcia Mueller, are the parents of Kayla Jean Mueller. She's been held by ISIS in Syria since August 4th, 2013. To those in positions of responsibility for holding Kayla, in adherence to your warnings and out of concern for Kayla's safety, we have been silent until now."
After going to extraordinary efforts to keep Kayla's name out of the media for so long by securing the cooperation of journalists throughout the world, her name was released today. This news leaves us concerned, yet we are still hopeful that Kayla is alive. We have sent you a private message and ask that you respond to us privately. We know you have read our previous communications. John Cantley made the references to them in October. He is the British journalist being held hostage by ISIS.
And you told us that you treated Kayla as your guest. As your guest, her safety and well-being remains your responsibility. Kayla's mother and I have been doing everything we can to get her released safely. And at this time, we ask you who are holding Kayla to contact us privately.
Again, the fate of 26-year-old Kayla Mueller is still unknown. ISIS offered no proof of her death, only a picture of this damaged building in Syria. The terror group claims she was all alone in that building when a bomb from Jordan destroyed it, killing her.
I'm extremely skeptical of this. As you can see, this is a multi-story building. Other buildings have been flattened, and she was the only person who was killed in this supposed airstrike. It doesn't pass a smell test.
So now, as we await word of her fate in Syria, we are now learning that Kayla Mueller was no stranger to humanitarian work.
Jamie Soretta continues our coverage now with how she's been helping people pretty much her entire life, Jamie.
Yeah, it started in high school with volunteer projects here in Arizona, then continued after college when she served overseas in places like India, Turkey, and Syria. Kayla Mueller loved learning and loved cultures, and she wanted to create a world better than the one we have now.
I am in solidarity with the Syrian people.
26-year-old Prescott native Kayla Mueller's passion for helping people is what ultimately brought her to the Turkey-Syria border several years ago. In 2011, she took part in this Syria sit-in video declaring her support for the refugees, and she's seen in this YouTube video addressing Senator John McCain. The humanitarian aid worker volunteered with the Support to Life organization in Turkey, where she helped people living in refugee camps. In 2013, she was credited by her hometown newspaper, the Daily Courier, with reuniting a 6-year-old boy with his family. She told the newspaper the story is not rare in Syria, adding, "For as long as I live, I will not let this suffering be normal. I will not let this be something we just accept." In high school, Mueller volunteered with the Save Darfur Coalition, among other organizations. She won a number of philanthropic awards and was recognized as a national young leader. She told the Daily Courier in 2007, "I love cultures and language and learning about people's cultures." After graduating from Northern Arizona University in 2009, she lived and worked with humanitarian aid groups in India and the Middle East. In August of 2013, Mueller was kidnapped in the Syrian city of Aleppo, where she was leaving a Spanish Doctors Without Borders hospital.
What ISIS has been doing for the last year and a half is collecting foreigners for hostages. As we've sort of seen in the last 6 months, they've been executing a lot of people who really are tangential to the conflict.
Mueller is the last known American hostage held by ISIS.
An amazing woman, as you see there. ISIS previously beheaded 3 other American hostages, including former Arizona teacher James Foley. Back to you.
Jamie, thank you. And as you know, we just read a statement from Kayla Mueller's parents, but they're not doing any interviews right now. They are asking everybody to respect their privacy.
But in Prescott, others who know and love her, they are speaking out tonight. Jason Valentine is joining us right now live with that part of the story. Jason?
Thank you, Brandon. And Prescott's a small enough community that word travels fast around here. Obviously, everybody's shocked to hear Prescott tied to the atrocities being committed thousands of miles away. And just like the Mueller family, everybody around here hoping these initial reports of Kayla's death are false. In the streets of Prescott, Kayla Mueller's name drifts through the murmur of concerned conversations.
We always think if it's not touching us, it's like it's over there.
Somewhere else.
It's somewhere else. It's not about us. but now it's about us.
Kayla Mueller is a local hero, a philanthropist. She's worked humanitarian missions in Israel, India, and Palestine, helped refugees in Africa. But in August of 2013, she disappeared while working for Doctors Without Borders in the war-torn country of Syria, captured by the terror group ISIS. And now, ISIS is claiming Kayla was killed in a Jordanian air raid.
One of those folks that looks for the good in everything, and in that vein, she goes on ahead and tries to look for her God center with the way she looks and acts day-to-day life. So that's what put her in this position.
Todd Geiler is a family friend to Kayla and her parents, Marcia and Carl Mueller. Understandably, they haven't wanted to speak to media since the latest ISIS claim. The road to their home blocked off by Yavapai County deputies most of the day.
They're a good group of folks that don't ask much of other people, but at this point in time are kind of asking for a little privacy as they go on ahead through this difficult period.
Not everyone believes the ISIS claims of Kayla's death. Some believe it's more propaganda from a group based on fear and intimidation. In fact, the airstrike they're claiming killed Kayla was in retaliation for the gruesome propaganda video showing the execution of a captive Jordanian pilot. And so many are holding on to hope.
I think right now what they need more than anything are some prayers.
Not Prescott, not really Prescott, but yes, it is Prescott now. So just good thoughts for the family and the world.
Now, originally we heard from some of Kayla's family friends that there was possibly going to be a vigil here in downtown Prescott tonight. That never materialized, possibly because of the high level of privacy the Mueller family is asking for. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Jason, thank you. The president and founder of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy tells 3 TV part of the challenge in the fight against terror groups such as ISIS is that we are often on the defensive from a growing radical movement.
Right now our strategy is sort of a whack-a-mole program. We see videos, we see acts of terror, and then we go bomb and we think we can leave.
Dr. Zuhdi Jasser says his gut instinct is that ISIS is using Kayla Mueller as propaganda. He believes she may have been killed some time ago. As early as next week, the president will ask Congress for more authority to go after ISIS. CNN reports it could be a 3-year plan targeting the group in both Iraq and Syria.